welcome everybody to the Internet Society Foundation Board meeting, number 29. May I ask anybody if they need to declare a declaration of conflict for today's meeting? Seeing no conflicts, I think we're ready to proceed. There are two items of business, the approval of the minutes and the compensation committee report. May I ask if there's any difficulty with the agenda? Seeing none, the first item of business is the approval of minutes, and the resolution reads, whereas the Internet Society Foundation Board of Trustees has reviewed the minutes of the 28th board meeting as presented, resolved that the minutes of the 28th meeting of the Internet Society Board of Trustees are approved. May I ask someone to move the motion? Thank you, Victor. May I ask someone to second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Russ. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none. May I ask all those in favor to please signify by raising their hand in the tool?
Sorry, just for clarity, I am trying to get for which of the motion,
This is the approval of the minutes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you, everyone. If those who approved would lower their hands, please. May I ask anybody who wishes to oppose the approval of the minutes to please raise their hand now. Seeing none, may I ask anybody who is abstaining from the approval of the minutes to please raise their hand now. Okay, this passes. The next item of business is the compensation committee report. This is results in a resolution. Caleb, you've raised your hand.
No, when you finish reading it or discussing it, I would discuss.
Okay, I will ask somebody to move the motion. Once we have that, there will be discussion. The resolution reads, appointment of Sally Wentworth as president and CEO, whereas the Board of Trustees, the Board of the Internet Society Foundation, the foundation has determined that it is in the foundation's best interest to appoint Sally Wentworth, Ms. Wentworth, as the president and CEO of the foundation, effective as of September 1st, 2024. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Ms. Wentworth is hereby appointed as the president and CEO of the foundation, effective as of September 1st, 2024, until her successor is duly elected and qualified, or until her earlier death, resignation, or removal. Before we ask to move, Ilona, do you want to walk us through why we're doing this?
Yes. So as the board knows, you serve in the capacity of the board of the Internet Society and then as the board of the Internet Society Foundation. And Sally serves as the CEO of both entities. When you appointed Sally as the CEO and president of the Internet Society, it takes effect of her appointment as the CEO of the Internet Society Foundation. For clarity purposes and just to really for admin, we wanted to have the resolution on the record as well.
Thanks. And as I understand it, part of that is a portion of her pay is allocated from the foundation. And we wanted it to be very clear that we had a resolution appointing her for this so that the pay was easy to justify. Is that part of it?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to ask for someone to move the motion.
Barry will move.
Eric, thank you for moving the motion. Any second?
Second.
Thank you, Brian. Now to discussion. Caleb, you wanted to kick off the discussion?
Yes, thank you. So I think I'm also part of the compensation committee, and so I am aware of everything, but I just wanted to raise an issue. Trust me, there is nothing in here. Raise an issue that there's a bit of ambiguity when it comes to the lettering of the words resolved. Take, for example, we know she's starting on September 1, 2024. And I feel that she's on a contract, and a contract is also going to be renewed, hopefully, because she's doing an excellent job. And hopefully, maybe another renewed, depending on how much time she feels how long she wants to go. But I feel that if you're going to pass a resolution that is going to be documented in the board meetings, I feel that it is good that we do put the timeline specificity of what the terms of when our initial contract before the next one, which will be renewed, will be put. I mean that it should be put on the same black and white like we have it, so that there is at least a timeline, and then there is less ambiguity as to a successor elected, whatever and whatever. I don't believe there is anything like she's happy with the job. So, but I just feel that there should be like a timeline specifying our contract stuff, saying as effective from September 2021 until this, or in lieu of when a successor is duly elected, or whatever, or as a result of, God forbid, you understand, resignation, or which I am not totally for. I'm just trying to communicate in all simple terms. Let's just be less ambiguous.
Okay,
And
so proposed language here that we adjust this to say, resolved that Ms. Wentworth is hereby appointed as president and CEO of the foundation, effective as of September 1st, 2024, until the end of her contract, or until her successor is duly elected and qualified, or until her earlier death, resignation, or removal. And because the contract includes the potential for renewal, that language would naturally include those renewals. Would that work for you?
Absolutely. Yeah, it must include that there is room for renewal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I believe that would naturally fall out of saying the contract, since the contract mentions the renewals, but there's certainly no harm in adding that. So that would read, resolved that Ms. Wentworth is hereby appointed as the president and CEO of the foundation, effective as of September 1st, 2024, until the end of her contract, including any approved renewals, until her successor is duly elected and qualified, or until her earlier death, resignation, or removal. Does that cover the issue, Caleb?
Absolutely. I am fine with this approach.
May I ask if there's anybody who has any concerns with adding that language to the resolution? Okay. With that, I'll then ask folks who approve of this resolution, including the proposed amendment by Caleb, to signify by raising their hands. Thank you very much. If you could lower your hand. I ask anybody who opposes the resolution to raise their hand now. I ask anybody who is abstaining to raise their hand now. Seeing none, the resolution with the amendment passes. Thank you very much. Is there any other business for the good of the order? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you very much for your active participation today.